Justice Luttig, I just want to give you, some real for real props, okay? I know you all over there being eloquent, and I know that there's certain words that you don't say. You see it, you don't curse. But you know what? You don't have to say it, because I'll say it for you. Like today, that damn decision that was handed down by that damn Alito, if that wasn't some bullshit, you don't have to say it. I'll say it again. That was some bullshit. Now, I just want y'all to listen to something. Because I'm like, that. Look, voluptuous chocolate over here. I'm too pretty to turn a color, but woo, if that shit didn't make me mad today. But you know what? You hold on to your BS, uh, Justice Michael Luttig. I really appreciate you. And you get your A team together. Because I don't know where that pussy ass Congress at. And that's another thing. Shout out to iHip and Pump It Up Jen over there, Jen and Pumps. Because we got to bring the word pussy back. Because Congress is the first pussy going down today. So just listen to this shit. Now,
There's big breaking news today. Two major decisions out of the Supreme Court today, both written by Justice Samuel Alito, and both major setbacks in the immigration space. We're going to lead off with the first decision about temporary protected status. I'm here with Andrea Flores, former attorney in the Obama White House and Department of Homeland Security, to break down the impact of this decision. The title of this Substack Live mentions that 1.3 million immigrants will be left vulnerable from this decision, which will let Trump rein in temporary and basically revoke temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands, if not more than 1 million immigrants who were granted.
And if they came for them, they'll come for our ass. So just don't think that this is just for Haitians, and it's for all of us. It's for every last one of us. And I know Stephen Miller and his crazy ass ICE, they finna go fucking ballistic. But they doing everything they can to take it off the map so that we can't come back in on the election. How you gonna give a person power who don't know how to use the power, but it's their agenda? Where the fuck is Congress? Because Congress, you know what? The Supreme Court just gave you a suck your dick moment, okay? Because you all need to jump in and do something. You all are horrible. And shouldn't be, as many times as y'all been dismissed, you shouldn't be getting paid. Y'all over there getting paid and ain't doing shit. Now, I want to tell everybody out there that this shit that went down, get in touch with your congressman. Put these people on a hot seat. Now, Justice Luttig, I'm going to say it again. This shit was some bullshit today. And Alito, racist, all that Super 6 over there is racist. And I'm going to tell you why I'm super mad, because that damn Amy Coleman Barnett, I'm going to get back to the subject. That bitch brought back the coat hanger. And I've been pissed off ever since that. And that's a woman, too. Okay, but anyway, let me finish playing this for you. Well, hell, where did it go? It went somewhere, but I'll get it back. Here it is.
Parole on the basis of being fleeing natural disasters like the Haitian earthquake or war in Syria. And with that, as folks are coming in, I'm going to turn this over to Andrea Flores to really break down the impact of this decision on a human level.
Yeah, it's a really devastating human decision, Adam, because now 1.3 million TPS holders in the United States, some who have been here since the 1990s, are now at risk of having their status revoked. And so with the stroke of a pen, and the federal courts are now blocked essentially from reviewing those terminations. And so what we saw with President Trump when he was trying to terminate Haiti TPS and Syria TPS, we all heard him use language against these populations that was racist and abhorrent. But now the Supreme Court gave him the authority to strip legal status from 300,000 Haitians, 6,000 Syrians, 400,000 Venezuelans. This is a stunning decision of the Supreme Court today, and it's just going to impact millions of people who are well established in our communities. I mean, I'm still digesting what an enormous impact it's going to have.
They couldn't have reached a more sweeping basis of the ruling. I'm going to read from Justice Alito's majority decision. The TPS statute plainly bars consideration of the respondent's non-constitutional claims. Then he goes on to say a little bit later, the sole constitutional claim before us will likely fail, and that was the Haitian TPS claim. I'm going to turn to that a bit because I want to read Kagan's dissent, that they basically say in the majority that there's no basis to find racial discrimination in the Haitian decision. And here's what Justice Kagan has to say about that. The majority claims to see no evidence that race played any role in the Haiti decision, but the evidence is there, plain to see in the president's statements, which the majority, and for that matter, his own lawyers, cannot even bear to repeat. Can you talk about that?
I mean, yeah, his own lawyers. I mean, when we listened to the oral arguments, I remember we talked about them. The Solicitor General treated this as it was just a technical administrative decision. It was all about whether the Department of Homeland Security had consulted with the State Department, completely ignoring the fact that, one, the State Department has to make a case that conditions in Haiti had improved enough to send people back. But two, all of the public statements by not just President Trump, by Vice President Vance, that we know kind of any plain, ordinary person could see went into part of this decision, because you can't justify that conditions in Haiti have improved enough to send 300,000 people there, especially people who haven't been able to return since the earthquake in 2010. So, I mean, Kagan was just speaking like to normal, regular people with eyes and ears, that there's no way that those statements didn't weigh into Secretary Noem's decision.
Right. And here's what Justice Alito says about the purportedly race-neutral explanation for the determination of the Haiti.
Did you all hear that? Now, I don't know how much of this video I can play without getting dinged, but I could. I'm gonna try to play most of it. But my bottom line is, this is some racist shit, and I'm gonna say this again to Justice Luttig. This is some bullshit. I mean, bona fide bullshit, and I'm not feeling this at all today. See, once again, Congress, you need to get your monkey ass over there and take this off the books, because they just letting you know we doing whatever the hell we want. Donald Trump ain't, DJT ain't in no shape to make no decision. And you know that damn little Stephen Miller and Ice gonna go butt naked wild. I mean, this is horrible. And the shit that they made up on these people. And, don't let me think about Megyn Kelly. That little statement that she said, just send them all back. We could send her little Greyhound-looking ass back, too. But I'm going to finish playing this. Michael Popak, y'all got to help me. Midas Touch, y'all got to help me. Because you know what? I thought I was coming back for a moment, but it's a lot of shit happening. And this is one that I know they ain't playing on the other side, but I just need you all to listen to this.
TPS, quote, namely that the current administration, which has terminated every TPS designation that has come up for renewal, simply opposes the TPS program, at least as it has been implemented in the past. And what the Supreme Court, correct me if I'm mistaken, is essentially saying is, it's okay for the Trump administration to pull the rug out from under hundreds of thousands, if not more than 1 million immigrants, simply because it doesn't like this congressionally authorized program that every U.S. president has allowed to be in place and to allow people in who are fleeing devastation and war and strife, that they can just decide, hey, we don't like it, and therefore revoke parole. Am I reading that correctly?
You are reading that correctly. I mean, the court essentially says there's no formal case that the administration has to make. And just think about the reliance interests that TPS holders have had on the government, right? If you have TPS and you're from El Salvador, you've been here since the early 90s, you come forward every 18 months, you're vetted, you get your, you have your legal work permit, you've completely established ties. And now if President Trump moves forward and terminates TPS for El Salvador, that can't be challenged. I mean, that is a radical decision, and it just shows that this court on immigration is willing to overlook the bipartisan congressional design of TPS, which was meant to increase stability, allow people to work in our economy, and it's also a foreign policy tool, right? You don't send people back when a country is recovering from something. And yet, there was an earthquake in Venezuela today, and now this administration wants to deport 400,000 people there. It's really...
Did you hear that? It's an earthquake in Venezuela, and they want to deport all these people back. And as this is a kill drill. You know what this is. And that's for all of us. Not just for Haitians, but for all of us. Take notes. Listen up. Now, like I said, Congress, you got to get your shit together, and none of y'all should be paid because you ain't really worked. You pussies over there went in and haven't done any work. I want everybody that's out there to go to this particular, I think is this decision that these people put out here today. Excellent content. I just cannot believe that well, I should believe it, that Congress would just give up cede their power to these damn Supreme Court. And like I said, I've said it over and over. They shouldn't be making no damn decisions on us. None whatsoever. But it is, it says SCOTUS sides with Trump on TPS. And the two people, I can't see their name right now, but I'm going to finish playing this. But I hope I don't know how much of this video I can play, but I'm going to try to play all of it because this is horrible. This is horrible. And they have the audacity to use the word race neutral. Bitch, y'all racist, okay? That goddamn Alito out there flying around on a broom with his damn wife, racist. John Roberts, they already got your book out there. The Sinister Six, all you all are racist. And once that unilateral executive decision where the president have all the power, how you gonna have all the power and shit, and he can't make decisions whether to wipe his... How the fuck you think we got in the Iran war without a plan? Wasn't no toilet tissue, wasn't no wipes, wasn't no better. We over there and just fucked because this man has all the power. The Supreme Court handed their fucking power over to him. I'm going to say it again. Justice Luttig, Michael Luttig, thank you for coming out. Get your team together and go in there and kick some ass, as they say on Mortal Kombat. Finish them. Finish these bitches. Now, I'm going to finish playing this tape.
The court's reasoning I find absurd.
And the timing of that, I hadn't even thought about it until you just said it. With the devastating earthquake, this would be something of a green light to do just that, wouldn't it?
It is a green light. And I mean, we already saw the Supreme Court. You and I have talked about this before on the shadow docket, without explanation, allow the termination of TPS for Venezuela to go through. But that was still working its way through the courts. And now I fear dismissal of those cases because the courts cannot look unless there's a constitutional issue. But that's why the racial animus part of this case is so interesting, because if TPS for Haiti doesn't reach these sort of equal protection, 14th Amendment issues, what kind of constitutional claim will this court recognize if it isn't as explicit as the state? I won't even repeat the statements about Haitians, but I don't know what might happen then.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I feel it's important to repeat some of them that are itemized in the ruling, because one of the things that is said in this ruling, and that Kagan does very effectively, she says that Justice Alito, in saying that there's a plausible race-neutral reason, he doesn't bother to reprint some of the things that Trump said, and Kagan rattles them off, so I'm going to read them very quickly here. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets. Said that there are other things too that they're not. That's okay. He said that Haitian immigrants probably have AIDS. That it's a S-hole country that is filthy, dirty, disgusting. And I've gotten about.
Let's stop right there. Now, who's the shithole country? We the shithole country because the decisions that's coming up out of here. Who the fuck gonna trust us? Really? Really? I mean, this is absolutely horrible. And I know Stephen Miller over there scratching his balls and smelling his nuts. I mean, this, like, we got to go out here and we got to send these people back and let the rocks and everything fall on them, because they didn't have an earthquake. Come on now. This is horrible. I'm going to say it again. Justice Luttig, I'm so happy that you came out. And I'm so glad that you got a team out there. And ass wipe they ass, I mean strip, wax, and buff their ass. That's what you need to do. But I really appreciate everything that you're doing, everything that everybody's out here doing. But I'm going to finish playing this tape.
Halfway through that list. And that's one that, the majority, 6-3, said is a race-neutral explanation. I'm going to turn briefly, because I know you're in top demand today as an immigration expert.
That's why I'm dropping my phone on myself. It's just that kind of insane legal day.
I appreciate you taking the time. Can you talk briefly about the Alito case? That basically the Supreme Court, again, with Alito writing for the 6-3 supermajority, finding that the Trump policy, that metering is okay, and that as long as immigration agents physically block asylum seekers from entering U.S. territory, there is no asylum claim to be processed. Can you take it from there?
It is, when I worked in the Obama administration, metering was used in 2016 to sort of manage port of entry security when there was an uptick in actually Haitian migrants, still really relevant. And it's a case about a very old asylum dispute. And I call it old only because we are in an administration where asylum law has been unilaterally suspended at the border, right? So there's no way to access asylum at the border right now. And it wasn't surprising I'm a border expert by training, and I've been talking a lot about how we need to modernize the way people can seek protection, because how rudimentary is it that we are trying to manage this process by sending officers to physically block asylum seekers right before they reach a port? That's an absurd process, right? And so the court is sort of getting into this issue, but really, I think it's going to be one of the top issues for future Congress to resolve, of how we can prevent people from having to even be in that position in the first place, right? I talk a lot about the need to modernize the legal channels people have to seek protection. And there will always be people at the border, but once you modernize the whole system, which I'm being ambitious about here, then you don't need to have things like metering where you're like blocking people, because you actually have a process in place to hear their claims at a port of entry, which doesn't exist, right? We're assuming that process exists. It doesn't.
Right. And I'm going to read a little bit from Justice Sotomayor on the Alito decision, that because the court today blesses the executive branch's decision to slam the door shut on all who are fleeing persecution, despite the detailed inspection and asylum system that Congress enacted and commands, I respectfully dissent. While we were talking earlier about TPS, I noticed someone asking in the comments, what can Congress do? I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on that question.
So there was a discharge petition out of the House to actually take a vote on a TPS for Haiti bill. So Congress can actually also issue TPS for countries. And now that bill is in the Senate. So when it comes to the 300,000 Haitians that could be impacted, you can call your member of Congress, your senator today, and tell them, we want you to vote yes on that bill. And that could be a big pressure campaign on President Trump to justify asking employers of 300,000 people to, fire their employees, right? Like, there is a real pressure campaign that could be built. But that's only 300,000 of the 1.3 million people. And so there's going to need to be more bills moving through procedures like the discharge petition, right? Democrats are in the minority, so they have to use special procedures. But if they don't hear from their constituents on this and we kind of dismiss this as an immigration issue that doesn't impact us, I fear, right, that we could see not only 1.3 million people deported, but the tactics that will just require more ICE in our communities, more Border Patrol agents. It's going to, people who have lived here for my life, like almost my whole lifetime, will be taken away by enforcement. So that is where we are now.
Right. And I'm noticing one of the comments from Don Buchter pointing out that it's not all immigrants that the Trump administration is opposing. There are white South Africans, and that kind of sets against the claim of the majority here that there is that this is a race neutral decision, that they simply don't like this particular program. One more question before you go. I know your time is tight.
No, you're so good.
We've seen two of the major immigration decisions today. There's one immigration decision that everyone's waiting for, and it's the birthright citizenship case. And I feel like the common wisdom about it is that the birthright citizenship case is one that Trump is going to lose. Did today shake your confidence in that proposition?
And I have 30 seconds. I'm still confident that this court will rule against the administration on birthright, but I think they'd like to pair decisions that are devastating with more positive ones. That's my prediction. I hope I am right. I hope we're not talking about the opposite outcome on Monday, but and I'm so sorry to everyone who tuned. I have to tune into a different show. But Adam, thank you for having me and for covering.
And I thank you all for listening to this. Now, that's a damn shame. And I'm going to address this again to Justice Michael Luttig. Thank you for coming out because, like I said, if you can't say that word, this decision that went down today, this was for real bullshit. Everything that this court has came out has been bullshit. And all of Caliglia's decisions have been bullshit. And they need to be taken out. They need to be taken out. Come after them with everything you all got. And I don't like to say the lower courts because these courts that's defending the Constitution, the rule of law, and we the people, you are nowhere near the lower courts. We know where the lowness at, with the exception of 3 people, Kagan, Sotomayor, and Jackson. Those are the only 3 that have really been up there defending the Constitution. And so I'm just so happy that you came out of retirement. I'm so happy that, you gathering that team. I'm glad that the judges are stepping up saying, my favorite word, fuck this, because something needs to be done. It really does. And Congress, today, like my girl over there, Pump It Up Pumps, and Jen, pussy is coming back today. The word is actually coming back today. We're not going to get rid of it. So on that note, like I said, and I want Michael, Justice Luttig to understand, my girl sent me to the moon on this goddamn coat hanger when they got rid of Roe v. Wade. So, I'm pretty pissed about that because the bottom line is if you ever seen a sister that went down on some shit like this, it was terrible. But that's another story another day. But I don't have no respect for this court except for the 3 people that's up there fighting. And once again, props to you, Judge Luttig. And I'll say your word again, it's some bullshit. And anytime you feel like you want to, sit over there at Popox and Lisa Gray, you can call me up. I'll say it. I'll come on there and say it. I'll sit next to you and just say it just for you. And on that note, shout out to you. Shout out to Midas Touch. Shout out to Legal AF, all the attorneys out there fighting for our rights. And to that lousy-ass Supreme Court, you know what you can do. And Congress, you pussies need to get it together. And on that note, fuck it, I'm out.